What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of Riff Dissection. Today we're going to be covering Onslaught of the Covenant from our 2014 release, The Path of Apotheosis. Coincidentally, this riff is actually featured on 4 Levels of Death Metal over on Dean Lamb's page from Archfire. Go check that out. But stay here first. Don't go over there yet. Watch this video, then go over there. That being said, I want to thank those of you who have picked up the tab book for this particular album. Seeing all the support has been really cool and we really appreciate it. And for those that haven't picked up the tab book yet, the link is in the description. It's over 274 pages of pure technical death metal riff sauce, all for your enjoyment. Today's riff's not going to be too bad. It's the last riff section of the entire song. We played a bunch in the second half of the song, but I'm focusing on the very last time we play it, just for simplicity reasons. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, before we get started, the song's in C standard, tuning's right here. It's based on a pretty simple concept structurally. And the whole riff section is separated in what I'm considering 3 different sections. We'll break it down with A, B, A, C, D, E, D, F, and then the last section will be G. This first measure in section A is just a power chord. And then we're going to mutate that into an F sharp minor chord. I usually try to just hit the first 2, so when you hit the full chord, it really stands out. From there, we're going to play some palm muted 16th notes. Palm mute on the first fret 6 times. 6 16th notes, right? And then right after that, we're going to play the same minor chord, and then we're going to lift our middle finger up and turn it into a sus2 chord. So when you put that together, you have the whole A section. I like the upstroke on that sus chord, so you really get the bite. And then from there, we're going to move on to the B section, which is basically, we're going to start off with gallops on the same chord, the same power chord. And then from there, we're going to do a hammer-on pull-off pattern with the 3rd and 4th fret between the lower 2 strings. So that's 3, 4, 3. On the 5th string, then we hit the 4th fret and then move back to the 3 on the higher string. So we have let's put that all together and we'll see what we got. It's really important to release your fingers when you're not playing that chord, because you will make noise and it will sound bad, like me. Right after we do the B section, we go back to the A. It's played identically. It's the same. From there, we go into the C section of this riff, which is by far the hardest part of the riff. We're basically going to build out a chord progression of sus2 chords, but instead of the sus2 chords that we had that was barred, we're going to play it on adjacent strings. So we have 1, 3, and 5. Got your root, your fifth, and then your second, which is the higher octave of it. It's kind of a big stretch 4 chord, but you get the idea. So we're going to move this around, starting on the first fret. We're going to palm mute the first 2 notes throughout this whole part. Then we're going to move it to the 4th fret. Then we're going to drop that down into the lower strings with the same exact pattern. And then we're going to have the biggest movement, which is higher down on the 8th string, 8th fret, 8, 10, and 12. So as you can see in the tabs, we're only going to play each of those chords once, or that arpeggiated version of the chord. I would suggest just start playing it slow. Maybe just move that chord around, that chord progression, until you start getting used to it. And then we can move on. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second section of this riff, which is D, E, D, F. We're going to start with an octave. We're literally just going to palm mute the low note. And then we do a small little run, 1, 3, and 4. And that little run is going to lead us into measure E, which is 3. And then we're going to palm mute the 2 a few times, 3 times. And then we're going to hit 4 and 6. And I like to use my middle finger and pinky finger to hit those notes. So combining those, we have. Okay, from there, we're just going to play that measure D again, coming right out of it. So let's combine it and see what we have with those 3 measures. Okay, so I ended on what I would consider the F measure, which basically has the same idea, except for it's less notey, and we're going to just stick on the 2 for gallops. Let's play this whole little section together, combined, and see what it sounds like. So for the G section, we're basically just going to focus on tremolo picking. Well, we're going to start with the 1, then the 4, then back to the 1, and then we're going to move up to the 3. So we have long 1, 4, short 1, 3. And that's basically the riff. We just play it faster. So you notice in the demo that when I ended it the second time, it was power chords and it kind of slowed down. Retardando. It kind of slowed down. But we basically took that same exact idea, 1, 4, 1, 3, and then moved it back into the original F sharp. So. All right, guys, that's pretty much the riff. It's relatively easy. The only tricky part is the speed and that chord progression with the sus2 chords. Once you get that down and the speed, you'll be fine. Just try to keep your alternate picking solid and never stray away. I have a tendency of trying to upstroke that second half of the riff. I have a tendency of doing that. Do as I say, not as I do.
Excellent.
And you'll be fine. Let's play the whole riff and see what we accomplished today. Obviously nothing. I fucked up at the end. I'm only human. Outro. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for all the support. Follow us on social media. Definitely subscribe to us on this YouTube here and ring the bell so you know when we do another one. Because I got this new setup. The room's different, and that's because it's a different room. And you might have never known because I got it set up the exact same, except for the wall is painted differently. But it's a bigger room and it gives me more space to work so I can churn these out a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Did this for you guys. Peace. Let me guys, on 4 levels of death metal. 4 levels of death metal. All right, this is the 3rd time I did the ending because the camera shut off.